See, when it comes to me, it's one thing to believe you can get me. It's a whole other thing to actually believe you can set it in motion and pull it off.
What up, what up, what up? What's happening? Que lo que mi gente? Welcome to Love, Purpose, and Passports. Hope all is well and all are passport ready or passport getting ready. For those of you that don't know, I am Mr. Pro for You, living in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, married to a beautiful Dominicana. And for those of you new to the channel, bienvenidos. We're here for you. Consultations, interpreting to help you and your significant other get over the language barrier, relationship coaching, LDRs, our specialty. We're here for you. Super chats and cash apps. The Colonel, El Colonel.
I got love for my homies who be rolling with me.
The Colonel hit us with the super chat, the cash app. Brother, we appreciate you. Love your dynamic. Thank you for checking us out. We appreciate you reaching out to us and hitting us with the cash app. LPP fam. The next one. Be whole. Brother B.
I got love for my homies who be rolling with me.
Brother B hit us with the $20 super chat. The $20 cash app. Brother, you are a true supporter of the channel. Brother, we are grateful for you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, LPP fam. And today's topic, brothers, we've all heard of damsels in distress. But today's topic, manzels in distress. Because believe it or not, there are a lot of men who are in distress when it comes to women. There are men out here afraid of everything a woman might do to you. Women have become the modern day boogeyman to them. It's like as soon as a brother says he's thinking about a relationship or is actually in a relationship, here come the manzels in distress. Man, you better be careful. She's going to do everything to you. Back in the days, if she's going to do everything to you, that was considered like you about to have a good night. Man, she's going to do everything. But let's be clear. Everything was about 3 good things. Because I know these days, man, everything mean a whole lot of things. But back then, 3 good things. Nah, but seriously, back in the days, it was women convincing women to be afraid or to be worried about everything a man might do. What happened? Now there are men that have found it profitable to fill your head with the fear of a woman and all the evil things she's going to carry out against you. But guess what they always leave out? 1, that you're choosing trash, believing it's treasure. And 2, which is the topic of discussion, is that you're a man. And 80 to 90% of the things that they can do to you, you can just sidestep or shake off without being a sucker. When I was around 19 or 20, the OGs who would see us or hear us arguing with our women, we had payphones back then. Shout out to all the payphone players. They would tell us, no need for all that arguing, little homie. She's going to do what she's going to do. You know what that meant? In a nutshell, it meant that it was okay for a woman or for your woman to cancel herself out if she was on that type of time. And I'm starting with that because it's a basic foundation with no fearful talk attached to it. You've been tricked into adopting a victim's mentality when it comes to women. They're always doing something to you. I mean, let's talk about it. What can she really do to you? And obviously, we're not talking about any legal webs or those type of situations they can catch you up in. That's a totally different topic. Right now, we're just talking about the fearful mindset brothers have been programmed to pivot to whenever it comes to women and relationships. But what can she really do to you that you're afraid of? And again, we're not talking about legal issues. When you get in your car to drive, are you afraid? All the legal issues that can arise, the accidents that can happen, the can of worms that can open when the police pull you over. When you say you're getting ready to drive somewhere, is there a bunch of men popping up specifically to tell you why you shouldn't be driving? Because of all this stuff that can happen? That's how they sound when it comes to women in relationships. But you still drive confidently. So again, what can they do to you that has you fearful? Cheat on you? Okay, let's address that. Why would she do that? I tell you why. Because she ain't shit. You were mistaken. And I say it like that because it's like that. A good woman of integrity will just dismiss herself and move on. And if that happens, guess what? You saw some things that will help you choose better next time. Or you were blind and next time you'll see better. So if she cheated on you, what did you lose? Absolutely nothing. Some of you will say, oh, well, you wasted your time. You didn't waste your time. Experience isn't gained in the classroom. And with dealing with that come with some feelings? It could. But those feelings are not as important as you think they are. Not important enough to live in fear of being cheated on. You deal with it.
You know what you gotta do? You gotta get on out of here with that alley cat coat wearing, hush puppy shoe wearing, crumb cake I saw you with. Cause you dismissed. That's right. Silly rabbit tricks are made for kids. Did you know that? You without me like cornflake without the milk. It's my world. You just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Now get on out here. Don't touch that coat.
What else can she do to you? Steal from you? Now remember, we're talking about a woman you might choose. If you could potentially pick a woman who steals from you, okay, let's talk about it. So really, she should only be able to steal enough from you to play herself. If she's able to steal more than that, that's your fault. And so what? Life is full of hard lessons. Gain wisdom. Proverbs 16:16. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to get insight rather than silver? If you didn't have the wisdom going in, have the wisdom going out. I still don't see room for the fear talk. What else can she do to you? Leave you? Are you a good man or not? So we're talking about her leaving a good man. Brother, if she leaves you and it's not your fault, go to church on Sunday and praise the Lord that that's all she did to you. Leaving you is the least a woman can do to you. And the most favorable. You don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? Would you rather she stayed? That's one of the worst things she can do to you. Stay and drag your life downhill because there's no peace and no growth being in a relationship with a woman who doesn't want to be there anymore. Nothing but empty calories. You're eating, but wondering why you never feel healthy. What else can she do to you? Play you? How? You're a good man. She can only play herself. But for the sake of this conversation, let's say she played you, which means she deceived you and executed a scheme against you. That means not only were you reckless, you were gullible. What choosing skills and instincts are you lacking that has you putting yourself in a vulnerable position with a beautiful monster? And you didn't sense nothing? You don't know you're in a relationship with someone that'll finish you first? You haven't noticed that she's rougher than you? You haven't noticed that she's vindictive or vengeful? You haven't noticed how she does other people? You haven't noticed she's sneaky? You haven't noticed that there are some things that have happened that still don't add up? You were reckless by choosing a chick that had it in her to plot against you to that extent. And you were gullible because she was able to successfully execute the scheme. See, when it comes to me, it's one thing to believe you can get me. It's a whole other thing to actually believe you can set it in motion and pull it off. And it should be the same for you. You shouldn't ever seem like an easy target to a woman. And I know in situations where people get to spend a lot of time with you, like your woman does, they can begin to think that they have your weak points scoped out. I know. But if you maintain frame as you should, they will never see you as an easy target. What I mean by that is, even if they believe they can get it, they still got to believe they can get away with it. But let's say she did pull it off. Let's go back to why we're here. You're a man. You learn that lesson, you see it clearly, then move on with confidence, knowing it'll never happen again. And more importantly, knowing that you let it happen. Now, I've said this before. If she masterminds you, go get you some coffee and write about it. Or get your camera and do a video about it. Go viral, do a bunch of interviews, let them do a bunch of reaction videos on you. What else can she do to you? Use you? Some of you are volunteering to be used, but we'll leave that for another show. So, use you. How can she use you? What is she using you for? Your resources? Do you get what you require in your relationships? If not, why? Another topic for another show. But if so, then what's your fear? If you're getting what you require in a relationship, you can't be used. Let's make it easy. Here's 1 month worth of relationship. You got what you needed within reason? Okay, good. A year worth of relationship. You got what you needed within reason? That's a good year worth of relationship. Wouldn't you think? Where's there room for fear of getting used? You're giving her everything she needs and more, and you're not getting anything you need. And less. She's not doing that to you. You're doing that. In that scenario, can you see why you don't have to fear getting used? Again, you're giving her everything she needs and more, but you're not getting anything you need and less. She's not doing that. You're doing that. Can you see why you don't have to fear getting used? Getting used is up to you. That's why I said in the beginning that some of you are volunteering to be used. What else can she do to you? Last but not least, the legendary long game. This one right here is milk carton level. You hear about what happened to homie? Yeah, she ran a long game on him. The motherfucking long motherfucking game. That's laughable. A relationship is like a marathon that has levels. It's built. The building part alone of a real relationship will make the weak fail. The honest weak, but a deceptive person, a Decepticon, they'll be worn out trying the long game in a relationship marathon. It requires too much work and maintenance. That's why you're supposed to take it slow. 9 times out of 10, when they say she ran the long game on him, he either fell asleep during the journey, rushed the journey, or she rushed him. Time is one of the main components of the vetting process. That's why I always say, take it slow. And when you get tired of taking it slow, slow down. So we've addressed cheating on you, stealing from you, leaving you, playing you, using you, long gaming you. The big 6. 6 things that these men have convinced you go bump in the night. Those things ain't bumping in the night. They have no control over us. They only control the people who do those things, and they have no future. This is why we don't fear relationships over here. We don't fear what she might do. Don't be a damsel in distress, because there's nothing to fear. Just something to handle if it's on. Like men do. Love, purpose, and passports. Peace.
You gotta get on out of here with that alley cat, coat wearing, hush puppy shoe wearing, crumb cake I saw you with. Cause you dismissed.